From the Single Malt Whisky Club here with our November club offerings. Our malt of the month this month is from a South Australian distillery named for their late father's suit size, 36 short. This bourbon matured and finished whisky is the flagship product from the distillery, and we've talked them into bottling it in 700ml bottles exclusively for the club. Our members extra for November is a Scottish malt from the Speyside region, the Glen Moray 2015 Rioja CAsk. I hope I pronounced that right. 36 short is one of those distilleries that just sort of seem to fly a bit under the radar, and this month we hope to do something about that. Brothers John and Con brought into fruition their father Pando's dream of distilling rakia in 2014. Since then, they've expanded to include award-winning gin, vodka, whiskey, and limoncello. Their premium spirits range is crafted using ingredients sourced directly from their family farm or the finest Australian produce. The 36 short Single Malt Whisky Club edition was aged in shaved and toasted American oak barrels, then further rested in fresh bourbon barrels. Non-peated, non-chill filtered, no added colour, and bottled exclusively for the Single Malt Whisky Club in 700ml bottles at 40% ABV and offered at the members only discounted price of $105. But how does it taste? So, on the nose, there's a lovely nuttiness at first, but underlying that is sweet plums and a striking floral sort of herbaceousness there. Yum. On the palate, it's rather dry on the palate at first sip, but a very subtle spiciness develops around sweet vanilla pods, jammy notes, and candied citrus peel. Yum. The finish is a lovely tame warmth escorting the sweet num-nums. And those nutty notes reappear towards the end. In fact, on second dram, nutty brickle notes really seem to amplify in a surprising yet very pleasant way. This is light, easy dramming whiskey at its finest. There's no pretentiousness and no challenges here. Just a dram that everyone at the party will love. It's that simple. Be careful with this one though. It will evaporate quickly after opening. It's just that moreish. Yum. Now, on to our members extra for November, and we have a lovely Speyside aged exclusively in Spanish Rioja wine casks. The Glen Moray 2015 Rioja CAsk. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I know I didn't. Sorry. Interestingly, Glen Moray, established in 1897, was one of the first to market its single malt whiskies as a standalone product. At the time, the majority of malt whiskey produced was used in blended scotch, and precious little was sold as single malt whiskey. Ironically, considering that, Glen Moray is also featured in the production of popular brands such as Ballantine's and Label 5 to this day. The distillery is well known for its experimentation with different types of casks, from sherry and port to Chardonnay and Cab Sav. This variety allows for a wide range of flavour profiles, giving drinkers unique options, I guess. Our Members Extra is a shining example of this approach. Distilled in 2015 and aged for 8 years in ex-Rioja wine casks. I know, again, I've got that wrong. This expression combines Glen Moray's classic Speyside profile with rich fruit and soft tannin influences from the Rioja casks. Now, Rioja is probably one of Spain's most famous wine regions, if you're wondering. Presented at a hearty cask strength of 59.8, this is a huge Speyside in any language. So let's have a taste. Wow, nose, Unburnt tobacco notes dominate at first, but then there's sort of stewed fruit notes that start creeping through the cracks with a sweet oakiness. There's also some Petrica there adding a real earthiness to the mix. Sorry, it's Queensland, it's hot. I'm sweating. On the palate, wow, intensely sweet is first impression. Alcohol is incredibly well integrated here. Very little spice on the palate at all. A slight tannin astringency cuts through the otherwise sweet, fruity notes nicely. It's a really well executed balancing act here. The finish goes out with lots of flavour, but very little fuss. There's big, sweet, stewed fruits. Yum. And there's a subtle smokiness in the mix that really adds some depth. At almost 60% ABV, this should be a beast, yet really, it's just a gentle giant. No alcohol burn, no overbearing pepper on the palate. There's no real downside at all. Just big fruity flavour with a tempering crispness that prevents the palate becoming oversweetened. And that surprising smoky note wafts almost unnoticed in the background, but really pops during the finish. This is a truly contemplative whiskey, if ever there was one. Be prepared to sit sipping and thinking for a while as you drink this. So that's it for November. A South Aussie banger and a Scottish gentle giant. As usual, I'm getting both. I'm stocking up for Crizzy after all. A reminder, members, November is the last delivery guaranteed before Christmas, especially if you're in WA or NT. So take the chance to get your Christmas dramming in order this month. Until next month, I'm Brad Ryan.